Look, you got to watch the tote board on this guy. He's got a great series of works underneath him. Let's see what the odds board says.
Don Pletcher and John Velasquez team up with the 8th Emperor John on the board at 9-2.
Todd's 2-year-olds often improve off their Monmouth form, and this one did not like the mud in its debut.
Here's the buzz horse you guys were talking about, 747 for Ingrid Mason. Joel Rosario rides.
Another first-time starter with a great series of works. The money showing, currently our favorite at 2-1.
And a trainer who is known for his 2-year-olds, Wesley Ward, sends out Narix, a rider change Ricardo Santana Jr. aboard.
His debut might not be as bad as it looks at first glance. He has speed, and it was in a race that fell apart in his debut.
Jose Ortiz, he took over the jockey lead from his brother, Irad Ortiz Jr., and he just won the last race on an also eligible, the 11, who snuck into the race. This one does as well.
Hey, look, this is a horse that gets Lasix for the first time after getting a very good education in his debut.
Now, one of few with experience. That horse second in his debut at Parks. Our stats race lens angle of the day involves the 7-horse Teletap, who you're looking at now. Trainer Steve Asmussen with 2-year-old first-time starters on the Saratoga main track over the last 5 years. How about this? Wins at a 24% rate and a $3.35 return on investments. Incredible percentage, 56% in the money. Stats Race Lens is now available as a beta product with special pricing. Learn more at stats.com/racelens. Stats Race Lens bringing clarity to horse racing. Of course, Teletap also is a half to Pyro, who won the 2009 Forgo. That race, unfortunately, kind of fell under the radar a little bit because it happened on the same day that Rachel Alexandra, as a 3-year-old filly, beat older males in the Woodward. Horse would go from last to first, win for Godolphin on that afternoon after being purchased privately, after being 6th in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. Impressive performance. Teletap on the board at 7-1. For more, let's check in with Maggie.
And I did get to speak to trainer Ingrid Mason before walking out of the paddock. And, you always kind of wonder with these horses sold a bit later on, were they a bit backwards, were they a bit immature to make it to the March and April sales down there at OBS in Ocala? And she said this guy has been mature and professional since the day that he came into her. And also, first time she worked her, tried to go a quarter, he ended up working a half. So also, she's working against horses who have won before, and he outworked that maiden special weight winner by 12 lengths. So it seems as though the money's correct. We'll see if this guy delivers here out on the racetrack. Now, I also caught up with Chad Brown, and he said favorable outcome can be a little bit deceiving. He looks like a very quick type. He looked like a quick horse in that sales workout, but he actually trains a little bit more like a rounding type. So maybe we won't see him as forwardly placed as I personally anticipated, and maybe he'll come running late. I loved what I saw from him in the paddock and out here on the racetrack, though, guys.
Maggie, thank you. So 747 holding sway is a 2-1 post-time favorite. Mid, you got a chance to look at this field here warming up. Who caught your eye?
Well, 747 is on the screen now. It's been a handful since he hit the racetrack. He's been rearing up. He reared up when he first got to the track 2 or 3 times. The pony rider did a great job hanging on to him. Then they galloped off, and it looked like he settled down, Greg. But then, right about a 16th of a mile before the starting gate, he took off again, and they actually had to go between the outside fence and the starting gate, and they went past the gate about a 16th of a mile before they could get him stopped. So it's not a surprise that the trainer, Ingrid Mason, told Maggie that when they went to work a quarter, he went a half, because he looks like he wants to do way more than anybody else wants him to do, and he's really, really on his toes here. I'd like to see him just settle down now that he's had that gallop, but he's a real high energy kind of colt, and he is flashy and looks good on the racetrack. The 3-horse favorable outcome, the other horse that Maggie talked about, Chad Brown, he's the complete opposite. He's like a total pro. He looks like he's been there, done that already. Just bowed his head, left the pony, galloped off, very machine-like. Might look just a touch on the heavy side to me, but he is kind of a stocky built horse. But talk about a contrast in their mental outlook of this thing. 747 kind of on go, on rev, and jumping up and down, and this horse just kind of matter of fact knows what he's doing. And the 4-horse Condo Prince makes a real nice impression. I think he's come on a lot since his first race, which was a good run from off the pace, and I do think he'll be somewhat more involved today, just because he looks a lot more professional in the post parade, and he should improve with that race.
Yeah, Andy, Tom Condo Prince, who we're looking at, one of 5 horses in the field, already with that very important experience of having a race under his belt.
Yeah, no, I think it is interesting. We can talk about him, Tom. I think he looks better on paper than he is. because that race kind of collapsed. He was in behind the winner, who was very impressive and a nice looking horse. I thought he kind of picked up the pieces at the end of it. He's got the pedigree. He'll probably show more speed today. I have a feeling, though, and you see him kind of break slowly.
He comes from a different zip code at the end of that race.
He just took himself completely out of the race. I mean, I think the rider wanted something from. Do you find, though, with these horses that second time out, they're usually more professional and they don't drop back as far?
I think when it comes to maidens, first-time starters to second-time races, you will see the most improvement you're going to see on form from the first to the second start. We talked about experience mattering, and it does in these young horse races, and it can be a detriment to a horse making a first-time start that's never been through this before, never been in the paddock, never warmed up along a pony, alongside another horses, and then getting in a big field like today's field of 10 and having to race. And that brings us to our 9-horse, 747, who's on the track, not mentally acting as you'd want him to act. Look, as soon as that gate opens, that horse has to be prepared mentally. If he's not going to win.
The list of great horses that have lost their debuts includes horses like Secretariat, Alidar, Easy Goer. Let's talk a little bit about the 3-horse in this race, Favorable Outcome. Richie talks the firsters, guys.
Yeah, Andy, good point, too. And that was Todd Pletcher winning is almost an afterthought in that Grade 2 Adirondack with 2-year-old fillies on Friday. That was at 8-1 with Nona Mella. This is another horse here coming in from Monmouth. That was on a muddy track, and boy, did he get an education. Poor start. Things got worse from there, although he did wind up getting second-place money. An early look at some of the possible future stars, perhaps, for the 2017 class of the Road to the Triple Crown. Todd Pletcher with Emperor John and the Buzz Horse, the 9-747, making his debut off works that had everybody talking at the OBS June sale. Send it upstairs to Larry Colmus, the voice of the Triple Crown, and New York Racing for the call. The start of the Pick 6 from Saratoga, race 7.
Prosperity Mo has moved into the starting gate here, and Magnolia Mountain will be the last one to load. Currently on the board at 14-1, 3-2 on 747, taking all the action here. As Magnolia Mountain steps up to line, all in line, ready for a start. They're off. Godzingas was slow to begin, a fast beginning for Dilettante from the inside, who goes out to the early lead. Narinxaway running in second position. And then it's Favorable Outcome in third. Prosperity Mo in between horses, now losing a bit of position there as 747 takes fourth on the outside, 3 lengths off the lead. And then it's Condo Prince down toward the rail. On the far outside, Magnolia Mountain is next, and right behind them, Teletap. And the trailers are Godzingas and Emperor John. A 22 flat first quarter mile as the field moves into the far turn. It is Narinx on the outside, Dilettante. These two matching strides on the lead. 747's a length and a half off of them. And now Favorable Outcome is getting going, and Favorable Outcome is out there 3 wide, and on the charge, Condo Prince needs a place to go in behind horses. Then Teletap, and they're into the stretch. And here comes Favorable Outcome. Favorable Outcome has taken the lead and is pulling away on the final furlong. Nothing from the favorite 747 as Favorable Outcome is running away. 6 lengths out in front, then Condo Prince. Dilettante, it is Favorable Outcome. Super impressive here in 109-4 over Condo Prince. And then it was Emperor John, and Dilettante was fourth. 1 minute 9.87 seconds. A powerful performance here by Favorable Outcome.
The meet's leading trainer picks up his 27th win of the meet. It looks like Chad Brown has a good one here at Favorable Outcome, Ming.
And he was so good and just so professional. He sat in behind horses. He took kickback in his face. He angled out, and he demolished what was supposedly a very loaded field. He made everybody else look like he was in a different division.
Yeah, Andy, I mean, Javier Castellano at this point, he doesn't have to do anything. Put the stick away.
This was a very impressive debut performance, as Richie said, in behind horses. Overall, pretty good trip. Very similar time to the other division. Nice runner.
Mick talked about it, how one of these favorites, Favorable Outcome, the second choice of the wagering, was very professional on the track like he'd done it before. And our favorite at 7-5, 747, looked all over the place and scattered mentally. And it just makes a huge difference when it comes down to running. Favorable Outcome ran to his work at that 2-year-old training sale.
No, he did. And I tell you what, everybody in the show, Richie and Maggie, everybody seeing this horse, they thought the 9 might need a race. They were right.
A Favorable Outcome first time out in 1:09.4. Impressive time, dusting the competition to start off the Pick Six from Saratoga on Saturday. We'll be back.
Your buddy Ron, it wasn't. So when Ron said